What does it feel like to be dismissed, only to rise and claim the very keys to the kingdom that once shut you out? Malik Thompson stood in the polished boardroom of Apex Innovations, his heart pounding like a drum. At 28, he was the youngest entrepreneur ever invited to pitch to this tech giant. His idea, a revolutionary app to connect underserved communities with affordable resources, was his life's work. He'd spent years refining it, pouring every ounce of his soul into the vision. His hands trembled slightly as he clicked through his slides, his voice steady but brimming with passion. The board, a row of stern faces, listened in silence. When he finished, the room felt colder. "Ambitious, but impractical," said Mr. Hargrove, the silver-haired CEO, his tone sharp as a blade. "This isn't the place for dreams that don't scale." Snickers rippled through the room. Malik's face burned, but he held his ground, asking for feedback. Instead, Hargrove waved him off. "Security will see you out." The words stung worse than the rejection itself. As Malik was escorted through the glass doors, he vowed to prove them wrong. Back in his small apartment, Malik didn't crumble. He worked harder. Nights bled into mornings as he coded, networked, and sought investors who believed in his vision. His app, Unity Link, began to gain traction in small communities, its impact undeniable. Downloads surged, and stories poured in: families finding affordable healthcare, students accessing free tutoring. Malik's dream was alive, but he wasn't satisfied. He wanted Apex's platform to amplify his reach. They'd rejected him, but he'd return on his terms. 2 years later, a twist came in the form of Ms. Evelyn Carter, a retired venture capitalist who'd heard of Unity Link through a community center. She was a petite woman with sharp eyes and a sharper mind, known for betting on underdogs. Over coffee, she grilled Malik not just on his app, but on his soul. "You're not just building tech," she said, leaning forward. "You're building hope. Don't let their arrogance dim your fire." Her investment and mentorship changed everything. With her guidance, Malik secured major funding, and Unity Link exploded onto the national stage. Then came the bombshell. Apex Innovations was floundering. Hargrove's outdated strategies had tanked their market share, and the board was desperate for a savior. Malik, now a rising star in tech, was invited back not to pitch, but to lead. The irony wasn't lost on him. He walked into that same boardroom, now 30, with a quiet confidence. The same faces that had mocked him sat in stunned silence as he laid out his vision to rebuild Apex, with Unity Link at its core. When they offered him the CEO position, he accepted, but not before pulling a set of keys from his pocket, the keys to the very building they'd once thrown him out of. "I didn't come back to gloat," Malik said, his voice steady but fierce. "I came to show you what happens when you bet on the wrong horse." He paused, letting the weight of his words settle. "This company will thrive because it will serve people, not just profits." The room was silent, but this time, it was respect, not disdain, that filled the air. Malik's leadership transformed Apex. He diversified the board, prioritized community-driven projects, and made Unity Link free for low-income users. Employees who'd once whispered about his impractical ideas now rallied behind him. Ms. Carter, watching from the sidelines, smiled at his inauguration speech. "That's my boy," she whispered, her eyes gleaming with pride. Malik never forgot the sting of that first rejection. It fueled him, not with bitterness, but with purpose. He'd been kicked out, but he'd returned with the keys not just to the building, but to a future where dreams like his could thrive. His story wasn't just about success. It was about proving that resilience and heart could rewrite any ending. Yendi.